At a party, the mistress was dressed as a waitress and walked straight over to sit on a married man's lap. The man panicked and shoved her off immediately. Then he turned to his wife and instantly changed his expression, acting proper, acting innocent, like nothing had happened, still playing the role of the perfect husband. But what he didn't realize was the wife sitting beside him had already seen through everything. She didn't say a word, she just sat there and watched him perform. This marriage looked perfect on the surface, but underneath it had already fallen apart, and she was about to finish it herself. This revenge had been a long time coming. To everyone else they were the picture-perfect couple, married for 7 years. The husband was caring in public and just as devoted at home. Everyone thought she had married well, but she was the only one who knew the truth. This marriage had been over for a long time. One night the man came home from a business dinner, reeking of alcohol, and there was a bright red lipstick mark on his neck. He casually made up an excuse, said it was just a normal work event. Then he pulled out a limited edition necklace and pretended it was an apology. The woman took out a document. She only asked him to sign it. She wouldn't let him read it. The man thought it was some kind of game, or maybe a check she wanted him to sign. Without a second thought, he wrote his name. He didn't know he might have just signed divorce papers, or even a property transfer that would leave him with nothing. At dinner, the man answered a phone call, then started flirting with someone in fluent French. He forgot something. The woman sitting next to him had majored in French. Back then he learned French just to pursue her. Now that same language had become a tool for cheating. She heard every word. To finish things off, she agreed to attend one final couples gathering with him, and this step was the most important part of her plan. The mistress showed up too, and deliberately stayed close to him, openly provoking her. The man pretended to scold her, pretended to push her away, but the moment the mistress walked outside, he immediately claimed he needed to use the restroom. The two of them met in the hallway and openly flirted with each other. The woman saw all of it. The next evening at dinner, the mistress called again. It was her birthday. She cried on the phone and begged him to come. The woman looked at him and said, "If you walk out that door today, don't come back." The man hesitated for a few seconds, then he left anyway, using work as an excuse. He thought his wife was just upset. A few comforting words later, everything would be fine. Instead, he happily rushed to the birthday party. With everyone cheering, he leaned in to kiss the mistress. He was already enjoying the fantasy of having both women and both children in his life. Then right at the peak of the party, a package arrived. It was opened in front of everyone. There was no gift inside, just a divorce agreement. The man's face instantly turned pale. He ran home immediately, but the house was already empty. Inside the huge mansion, only a servant remained, waiting for him. Then handed him one final thing from his wife, a medical record. That is when he truly panicked. He had always believed his wife couldn't get pregnant. He had been waiting for a child of their own, but he never knew she had already become pregnant. And after being betrayed again and again, she chose to let that child go herself. Only then did he start replaying everything: her kindness, the document she asked him to sign, the calm way she attended that gathering. None of it was compromise. It was all part of her plan. He always believed his wife could never leave him. He thought he could keep his family while continuing things with another woman. But from the very first lie, the very first affair, his wife had already given up on him. She never exploded. She was simply waiting for the right moment. As he desperately searched for her, the mistress showed up at his door pregnant. She thought this was her chance. She arrogantly declared that she would soon become the lady of the house. She even mocked the wife for losing everything. But this time the man had finally woken up. He finally saw how greedy the mistress really was. He broke things off with her on the spot and pushed all the blame back onto her. But it was already too late. On their 7th wedding anniversary, the woman had already left the city. The man stayed behind in an empty house, holding that cold medical record, completely broken. Then he realized what he had lost. He got his thrill, but lost the wife who only had eyes for him, lost the child they had waited so long for, and lost 7 years of genuine love. In the end, he became the fool. He thought he was controlling everything, but she had been in control the whole time. One act of betrayal was enough. The woman walked away for good and left him alone with the mess he created. Do you think after finally realizing what he lost, he still deserves another chance?